Pahlavi texts, translated by E.W. West, Part 1, the Bundahis, Sacred Books of the East, Oxford University Press, 1860. Chapter 2. On the Formation of the Luminaries. Uharmazd produced illumination between the sky and the earth, the constellation stars, and those also not of the constellations, then the moon, and afterwards the sun, as I shall relate. First, he produced the celestial sphere, and the constellation stars are assigned to it by him, especially these 12, whose names are Barak, the lamb, Torah, the bull, Do-Patkar, the two figures are Gemini, Kalakang, the crab, Ser, the lion, Cusack, Virgo, Tarazuk, the balance, Gazdum, the scorpion, Limasp, the centaur, are Sagittarius, Vahik, Capricornus, Dul, the water pot, and Mahik, the fish. So, the myth that it was the age of Aries. When this was, which is, 2160 years or something like that, of a range, which, from their original creation, were divided into the 28 subdivisions of the astronomers. The houses of the moon, right? Because as much as new moon to new moon is 29 and a half days, and that's your typical lunar month, there's also the 27 point something, the 28-day lunar month, so, of which the names are Petavar, Pesh, Parviz, Paha, Avesar, Besan, Rakavad, Taraha, Avra, Nahan, Mayan, Evdem, Mashaha, Spur, Husru, Srob, Nur, Gel, Garafsa, Garant, Gau, Goi, Guru, Bunda, Katsar, Vat, Vayan, Kahat. And it'd be nice if they directly gave us an understanding of these that were divided into 28 subdivisions of the astronomers. And all his original creations residing in the world are committed to them, so that when the destroyer arrives, they overcome the adversary and their own persecution, and the creatures are saved from those adversities. As a specimen of a warlike army which is destined for battle, they have ordained every single constellation of those 6,480,000 small stars as assistants, and among those constellations 4 chieftains appointed on the 4 sides are leaders. Now, there's certain things conveyed in the mention of specific numbers like that. Now, there used to be 26,000 visible stars. Of course, the number has shrunk quite a bit because of light pollution, but I think there was a myth that actually gave that number, but people keep track, right? And somebody over a lifetime could have definitely counted them all, right? On the recommendation of those chieftains, The many unnumbered stars are specially assigned to the various quarters and various places as the united strength and appointed power of those constellations. As it is said that T-star is the chieftain of the east, Sataves, the chieftain of the west, Vanand, the chieftain of the south, and Haptok Ring, the chieftain of the north, the great one which they call a Ga, period of day, which they say is the great one of the middle of the sky, till just before the destroyer came was the midday, or south, one of the five, that is the repeat fiend. Uharmazd performed the spiritual Yazisan ceremonial with the archangels Mesha Spendan in the Repeat Ga, and in the Yazisan he supplied every means necessary for overcoming the adversity. He deliberated with the consciousness, food, and guardian spirits Fravahar of men, and the omniscient wisdom brought forward among men spoke thus, which seems to you the more advantageous when I shall present you to the world, that ye shall contend in a bodily form with the fiend, Grug, and the fiend shall perish, and in the end I shall have you prepared again perfect and immortal, and in the end give you back to the world, and you will be wholly immortal, undecaying and undisturbed are, that it be always necessary to provide you protection from the destroyer. Thereupon the guardian spirits of men became of the same opinion with the omniscient wisdom about going to the world, on account of the evil that comes upon them in the world, from the fiend, Drug, the Harmon, and their becoming at last, again, unpersecuted by the adversary, perfect and immortal, in the future existence, for ever and everlasting. And the mention of Uharmazd and the Amesha Spendan is similar to the mention of the sorts of things that go on with the Devi and Indra in the Rig Veda.